Welcome back, generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good. So last session we said, hey, how can we... What is wrong with the tree shadows? Why do many trees have no decal shadow, right? That's a big question. Where do we look? Is there some limit here? Shadow limit or so? Probably not. Just allocates new shadows. Yeah. Model draw. Add shadow. Add shadow. Calls this. I think what we should do here is assert, debug assert shadow equals null. Shadow is not null. Why is this not working then? We add a shadow. Created trees. How about when we load a level, let's see what calls this here. Yeah. Good. So what do we create here? A Gatling tank. Let's try something else. Thing. Gatling tank, laser tank, chain link fence, tank trap, terrorist, rebel. Huh, there are multiple shadows being added. Huh. Is that so? So we have one. So we create this guy and then we go in here, add shadow, set model state. Add shadow. Okay. Looks like there's some wasted effort here. Let's see. Okay, how about we do if thing gets templates. No, gets thing templates. No, how do we get the template? Thing get template. That is. Thing template get name. Let's do if this name, what does it return? ASCII string. str. Let's do if there's a tree in there, tree in the name. str. It's not null. Then let's put a breakpoint here. Do we have a case insensitive str? I don't know. Let's try this again. Actually, let's we can let's No hits. Okay. Do trees. Render trees. Create decal shadow. Load trees. Load trees. Decal shadow. Check the shadow manager. Trees. Draw trees. Shadow. Shadow, new projected shadow. Dynamic lights iterator. Huh? It's not used. What? What is this? Oh. Okay, how about... So it does something here. What happens if we comment this out? What happens? Let's load a map. Okay, now we see no decal shadows at all. Okay, so maybe it's related to that core side. So we had some decal shadows before, right? Down here, some trees here had the decal shadow. Now we have none. Yeah. Load trees in vertex and index buffers. If not index tree, vertex tree, or not initialized. If not, anything change. Anything change. Loads trees into the vertex buffer for drawing. So if we scroll, then it does call this. Yeah. If we don't scroll, nothing happens. Okay, let's scroll a bit. Yeah. Draw trees. Draw trees. No shadow. Shadow. Okay. Okay, let's debug this guy. Shadow. Good. Let's see. So what does it do? Shadow info. Allow updates. Shadow image will never update. Yeah. Okay, what happens here? Create decal shadow. Okay, blah blah. Shadow type, yeah. New shadow, okay. Type, yeah. Allow world align, false. Shadow init. Okay. Okay, so we have a shadow. Now what? Is it shown? Tree buffer. Tree buffer. Tree buffer. It's not a drawable, or is it? It's not a drawable. Trees are separate things, by the look of it. Yeah, tree buffer. Draw trees. I still don't know what this iterator is for. It seems it's not used at all. It's being passed down, but nothing is done. Because we don't have dynamic lights. Yeah. We don't have dynamic lights. Fantastic. Um, The question is, with this shadow here, will it also be rendered or not? Let me see, shadow. Q decal. Use shadow decals. Draw trees. Yeah. Deleted. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. So this one has a shadow. Num trees. It's not visible. Do shadow true. Okay, if it's not visible, fair enough. What happens if we do shadows false? That breakpoint really is bogging the performance. Yeah. Okay, so we have a shadow, so that one is not allocated. Fair enough. Okay, we don't get any hits here. So it looks like all trees have do shadow to true. Yeah. Okay, then we do get hits here. Okay, let me surrender my base. Okay, so up here we see no decal shadows, right? All these trees in the same, no shadows. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. We do get a call down here though, so it wants to queue shadows. 2,300 trees we have here. That's quite a number. Yeah. Do shadow true. Q decal. Shadow. Yeah. Shadow. Decals have a low poly count, so it's better to render large numbers at once until the buffers fill up. Shadow. X, Y, Z. Rotate. Yeah. Object pose. Z. We don't care about object height since shadows project top down. Okay. Get a X vector. The render object bounding box to determine shadow visibility. Nothing to render. Huh? Okay, so that may be a problem. Nothing to render. Well, that looks suspicious. Huh. Why is that? Start X. And words per row. Nothing to render. Oof. Check if decal too large to fit inside that index buffer. Try clipping each direction, since that's more than enough to cover a typical map. Minus 103. What? What are these magic numbers? Check if decal too large to fit inside index buffer. Try clipping each direction, since that's more than enough to cover a typical map. What? Yo. What is this? I'm so confused by this. What is the goal here? Num vertices. Okay, what would be a successful render look like? Okay, we have a lot of failed ones. Okay, all of them fail. But here we have some successful ones. 6, 5. And start. And start. Shadow. So the size is... Look, size is... Huh? Set size XY. Shadow size 34 times minus what? Size X, size Y. What? Why is the Y component scaled by the factor, which is always 1, and why is it minus? What? Why is it? Where's the size? So why is a Y component minus? Huh? What is this? What is going on? Start, end. What? Okay, so the first thing we can do, we can remove this guy and this guy because it does nothing. Then the next question I have is, why is this negative? What happens if we make it positive? I don't understand why the Y component would have to be negative. That's bonkers. What is going on? Okay, let's put a bookmark here. 6 and 7. Okay. Okay. So do we still see those shadows? Yes, we do. But this shadow looks strange. That one is cut off. Huh. Could it be that it only shows shadows up to a certain grid? So like only at the lower corner here of the map, and then everything that is beyond that length, no shadows. I'm so confused. Um, oh, hold on. Yeah, put a. Okay, so I have the suspicion it has something to do with this shit here. Yeah. Yeah, here there's some modification here. Let's put a breakpoint. Hold on. Let's scroll up here where we definitely don't have shadows, yeah? We put a breakpoint here. So now it wants to draw 3 shadows, yeah? And this one extra is minus 103. And x is that, and that plus 1, minus 104. Then does nothing. Check if decal too large to fit. Too large to fit. Typical map. Okay, that doesn't have much. Let's go back down here where we actually see those shadows. Let's put a breakpoint here. So what do we have? And X. Okay, this one has a larger shadow. Okay. Okay, so the difference between end and start is larger. Okay, let's look at these guys then. Border size. Borders. Map scale. Border size. Border size. Okay. Map scale inverts. So this is like 10, or what is it? 10, yeah. How wide and tall each height map square is. Map scale. Object position. X. Min. Minus 19. 19. 19. Yeah. Okay, so that seems fine, right? What is box corners? Box corners. Top left, top right. Build bounding box. Okay, let's go back to the broken ones. Yeah. Okay, at least it's easy to test once we know what to look for. So here we have a 12, 12, which seems like a reasonable size, right? Yeah. Offset. DX. Oh. Decal size. 24. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, so the report is 12 by 12 decal shadow. Yeah. Center. Okay, no idea what that is. Okay, I have no clue why this is being set here. That makes no sense. So it looks like we can remove these guys. This one is totally unused. Is this used for some commented code? No. So it probably was used at some point and then they refactored this and then it was obsolete. That's my guess. Yeah. Okay, let's let's keep that in mind. We can remove this. Or this, yeah. Okay, so somehow it claims that the end is equal to the start. Okay, so I guess this is part of the problem, right? X. Is this a precision issue? Nah. There should be enough precision going around, right? Object pass X plus that. Yeah. Actually, this is weird. Why That's weird, yeah. So we real to int floor. Okay, I suspect that the problem is here. Because it's weird that we get the same start and the same end values, but clearly it should not be at all. Because here we have by the way, the border size also looks wrong here. It should be minus border size, right? Or not? Start X. Not sure. No, it's border. I see. No, I think the plus is correct. Yeah. Okay, so it's weird. We have this X and it adds this number and then it scales it and then it calls this real to int floor or seal. And then somehow fast float to long round. Seal floor. Once we have sealed, floor, trunk, and round are identical, and currently round is faster. Fast, float, seal. Oof. 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 Maybe it's fast, but not accurate. Yeah, maybe it's fast, but not correct. Fast float trunk. Jesus Christ. Get terrain cell index for area with shadow. Max. Draw edge. Let's put a breakpoint here. Start X and X. Okay, there we actually have 3 in between. That's not too bad. Okay. 3. Okay, this one didn't change, but this one changed. Draw edge X. What is that? Draw edge X. Oof. Bounding rectangle around rendered portion of terrain. What? Draw edge X. Uh-huh. 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 What is this? Bounding rectangle or a rendered portion of terrain. Rendered portion. Rendered portion. Render shadows. What is this? Okay. Let's put a breakpoint here. Render shadows. Is this meant to be called or not? It is called. Oh, it's not being updated. Shadowless decal list is null. There are no shadows to render. Is that a problem? Terrain render object. No shadows to render. Aha. Okay. And they are here. Let's do a restart. Aha. Aha. Now it will update this. Draw edge, Y, X. Ah, now we also see those guys here. Look at that. Now we see them. So it's about updating those extents here. Find extents of visible terrain. Render shadows. Else protection. There are no shadows to render. Okay, where is this called? Do shadows. Do shadows. Render shadows. Okay, I think we are very close. Now the question is, are the trees updated before this? No, they're after. Do shadows here. Don't draw shadows in this mode because they interfere with destination alpha. Do shadows. Do trees do shadows? I see. Stencil pass. Do shadows. So I think the way to fix it is we have to move this into a new function. We call it something like prepare shadows. Before we call do shadows. Do shadows. Is this called from anywhere else? Render shadows is only called from do shadows. Is that true though? Q shadows. Q. Flush. Flush do shadows. Do trees. Draw the trees last. Do trees. What does do trees call then? Do trees does render trees, and that does draw trees, and that calls QDecal, and QDecal does QDecal does that will will rely on these draw starts. Okay. Okay. Then to fix, I think we do shadows. Extern. Remove these globals since we no longer need W3D to call them for us. Scene flush to shadows. Extern void prepare shadows. add here the new function, prepare shadows. And then in here, so we have render shadows, projected shadow manager. We have if projected shadow render manager, blah, render shadows, prepare shadows, prepare shadows. Then here we add voids, prepare shadows. Train render objects, yeah. To do, implement this method. Isn't that done? Implement this method. Well, remove that. So do we want to return if we don't have this guy here? Yeah. Can say if not that, then return. And then we do the same here. Okay. Return projection count. 0. Okay. So I think that this will fix the problem. Wait, hold on. We are still missing something. The call side where it calls trees. Yeah, we need to do prepare shadows. Crash. Great. Prepare shadows. Null. 0. If hmap is no, return. Okay, let's see if that works. Aha. Now we have shadows here. Look at that. Cool. Okay, so that works. Now we have shadows. And here we have quite a lot of them. What is this bundle here? That's fantastic. Placed a little bit too many shadows. Okay, but this works. Now I would like to... like, why do they have to be statics? Can't we move them as members? Yeah. I think we can make them members here. Let me take these guys and make them members down here. Let's put this guy up here. Okay. Then we call them M. Okay. Ta-dam. Ta-dam. Cool. Okay. That works. Fantastic. Okay, how about we make a before and after screenshot? So this is after. Let's get to the original game. This one. This is the original. Okay. Cool. Then let's finalize the change. So I think that is independent of the drawable shadows change that we did. What about this one here? Yeah, I don't see why we should pass a minus shadow size. That doesn't make sense, right? Let me see all the shadow sizes. Shadow size. Set size. Decal size X, Y. Let's search for all users of this. Times minus. I think this means that decals will be flipped, right? If this was minus, it would flip all the decals. Yeah. Okay, the other call side for setting a decal size doesn't flip it. So I think that's a mistake, that the Y size is flipped. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I think it's probably inconsequential because the shadow is round, so it doesn't matter if Y is flipped or not. But I don't see why we should do that. So I think we can sneak that in. Prepare shadows. Okay. Shadow. We can delete this one here. Private. Okay, how about we add a comment? Prepare shadows. I guess add bug fix. Now prepare. Always prepare shadow. Yes, shadows. Always prepares drawing. Always prepares shadows before. Shadows. To also properly prepare the draw bounds before we're just rendering tree shadows. Guarantee refreshing draw bounds before just drawing tree shadows. For doing any calls. Originally just drawing trees would not prepare shadows properly. Prepare shadows. Shadow draw calls. Shadows for trees. Okay, let's stash and create a new branch. Yeah. Fix tree shadows. Okay, fix shadow, bug fix actually. Fix tree shadow decals when no object shadow decals. Fix missing tree shadow decals when no object shadow decals are in the scene. No object shadow decals. Shadow decals exist. This change fixes the missing tree shadow decals when no object shadows decals exist. While no. The issue happens because the decal draw bounds are only updated when decal draw bounds are only updated when the issue happens because decal draw bounds are only updated when there are object decal shadows. For example, infantry decal shadows. Bug minor. To do replicate in generals original. Map North America. This change. I think we also have a bug report for this, right? Let me see. Tree shadow. No, we don't. Shadow. Object decal shadow is instance for each draw module. To draw, then 2 decal shadows will be drawn. Uh-huh. I think it's this one here. I suspect it will fix this one here. For example, under infantry. Yes. I moved these two members to the class member. These to the class. This was not really necessary for this fix, but something this change here does not affect the fix or anything. Essentially the Y was flipped, which I think would flip the texture. Flip the texture, but that does not make a difference because the decal shadow is a round, dark, decal. Decal shadow is a round, dark circle. It's a dark circle. And resistant to flipping. It's not exactly relate. Inconsequential to flipping. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, then I will take a break here. I think that was a good session. We did figure out the problem. We have a fix plus some. And yeah, shadows, 3 shadows are better now. Okay, cool. Then I will end it here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.